and welcome to another learning session right here on Street Biashara. I'm your host, Brandon Yamichaba. Now, global lender World Bank has raised concerns on the productivity of projects that Kenya and other African countries are funding through costly loans. Kenya's public debt has risen rapidly in the past 6 years to the current total of more than 5.4 trillion Kenyan shillings. World Bank says even if the economy is not at a tipping point with its debt, it is trading dangerously with its loans that have no desired return on the investments. Now, we're going to go out on the streets and get to understand what exactly it is you understand by the term Eurobond. So let's go ahead and find out what kind of answers Kenyans have in store for us today. Okay, so what is a Eurobond?
I just know Raila was involved in it. I don't know much about it.
What about you?
I think it's some kind of a loan from Europe.
Eurobond may be money coming from outside, from donors coming from outside. That's what I understand by the term Eurobond.
Okay, and when you say money coming from outside, would you say it's similar to a loan?
Yeah, it's like a grant from the people from Europe. It's like donors.
Borrowed through foreign currency, through the euro. Yeah.
This I think is the third time Kenya kuomba. Yeah.
Okay.
Tunasikia tu kwa gazeti tu wanaandika mambo ya Eurobond, but hatujui nini, hatujaelewa, hatujapata watu wa kutusomesha na kutuelezea vizuri.
Nafikiri Eurobond ni aina ya mkopo kutoka kwa shirika fulani huko Uingereza.
Eurobond nasikia.
Inamaanisha nini? Unafikiri inamaanisha nini?
Nasikia inamaanisha mambo na pesa na biashara kitu hiyo.
Ni loan serikali imeenda ikakopa kwa raia wa kawaida.
According to me, Eurobond, from the word itself, the euro is like from the continent Europe, and the bond is a way that government sells some securities to get money to fund their activities, the government programs or activity, or even their budget if they have some deficit.
So after getting the chance to go out on the streets and get to understand what Kenyans know about the term Eurobond, it's time for us to understand what exactly it means from an expert. And the individual helping me today on Street Biashara to break down the term Eurobond is George Munga, who's the managing partner at AMG. Thank you so much for joining me on Street Biashara today. Now, George, I just want to jump right into trying to understand what is a Eurobond.
I want to explain it to you from three perspectives. One, when a company wants to raise money in the local, like for example, the local money market, they'll issue what you call a corporate bond in the market. If government wants to raise money in the local money market, they'll either issue treasury bonds, which is the long term, or treasury bills, which is the short term, that is 90 days or 100 days. If government wants to raise money offshore, outside of Kenya, then they'll use what we call Eurobonds. So it is a debt instrument used to raise money outside the jurisdiction of the raising treasury or of that particular country.
Okay.
Exactly.
Great. Now, just moving on to the next question is, how do Eurobonds build up to domestic debt?
Governments can raise money locally. That is as I've explained, through treasury bills or treasury bonds that is issued in the local money market. Okay. But they can raise this, the debt offshore, and that is using the Eurobond. The Kenyan government raised, I think they've done 3 Eurobonds. I think that they're going to issue more in the near future. So any debt instrument that is raised within the country or outside the country adds up in our, what we call our total debt portfolio. Our debt portfolio is divided into 2. That is the local debt portfolio and the foreign debt portfolio. The foreign debt portfolio is now where Eurobond comes in.
Falls in, okay.
Exactly.
Great. Now, is a Eurobond used as a supplementary to the fiscal budget?
It should be used as a supplementary, but from Treasury's practice, I think Treasury has been able to raise more offshore funding than the local the local funding, that is local local debt. Okay. So in my understanding now, the local debt now becomes supplementary, and the offshore funding becomes the first choice for treasury. But in most cases, it should be supplementary to what we can raise.
Okay, good. Now, having talked about the Eurobond and getting to understand what exactly it means, do you think that Kenya is at a tipping point with its loans?
Exactly. In fact, if I can remember, last month the central bank governor mentioned that we had reached what we call debt stress level, meaning we cannot absorb more debt until we pay what we have. So as an economy, there is the calculation that the British or rather IMF will give you, that your debt must be a percentage of your GDP, or rather your debt repayment must be a percentage of what you can collect locally annually. We have reached a level where what we collect annually from our local revenues is almost 40-50% of what we pay as debt outside. To our foreign debtors, which is what we call the tipping level in debt terms.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Mr. George Mugo, for being able to share that information with us. I'm very grateful for that. Now, as you can clearly see, we got to understand what the term Eurobond means. So next time you come across it, I do hope Street Biashara has helped you understand what exactly it means and how this has an impact on your life on a daily basis. Thank you.